Welcome to the Life After Life podcast, where we explore our soul's physical and non-physical journey. I'm Majona. Let's discuss angels, guides, and loved ones from the other side. Hello and welcome back. Yes, let's discuss angels and guides and loved ones, specifically guides today. I realize we haven't talked about our friends, the spirit guides, at all. So it is time.
Well, you do that and stuff's going to start happening in our life.
That, start.
Bring that up and yeah.
We are on a roll. Spirit guides, what are they? What are spirit guides? They are different, right? Very different from angels. So when I'm talking about these, and I think people have slightly different definitions maybe of angels, and some are very much broader than mine. So when we go back, because we have talked about angels, the angels are a species unto themselves. Angels are angels, and they will not be human, and they won't be anything else. They are angels. They are messengers. They are protectors. They're warriors. That's just what they do, and they do it so very well. Spirit guides, on the other hand, we've talked about soul pods, the soul group that we kind of hang out with in Life After Life. And sometimes everybody in our pod, probably every time, doesn't reincarnate at the same time. If you've ever wondered, all right, how is it possible that I have these people are my family, but if you've had a past life or whatever, then they'll say, oh, you were also married to this other person that you may or may not even know. How does that happen? Because our pod is bigger than what is in your immediate family right now, or even with your closest friends. So a spirit guide is someone in your pod group that's kind of sitting out this time. They're not going to reincarnate. But they were in on your planning your soul contract. They were right there with you, and their whole service to you, and that's kind of the way I see it, is they chose to sit the bench this game, but they're being of service to you. And you can have more than one, but their job is to help you in this lifetime stay on track. That's their broad purpose. And they know you very, very well, that you've been incarnate together. They're in your soul pod, and it's so cool when you develop a relationship with them. So you can have a spirit guide. Maybe at different times in your life, you might have different ones. That specific job is to help you during a certain time in your life, maybe through a crisis, maybe getting a new job or whatever. So when I first started becoming aware of spirit guides, I decided, okay, I want to have, I had heard of them, but I had not experienced it. And I thought, I want to experience my spirit guide. How do I do that? So I had gone on a road trip. Actually, I'd gone up to see my grandmother, and she had given me some clothes, which was very, very sweet. They were shirts that she didn't like to wear. And it's nothing I would ever buy, but it was so very sweet of her to give them to me. And during this time, I was contemplating my soul, or my spirit guide. So I kind of equated that as my grandmother, someone who's not right active in my life all the time, but loves me and is always there for some advice and maybe a little guiding. So as I was processing the roles, that's kind of what came to me. So I was awakened in the middle of the night. That happens to me a lot. And as I opened my eyes, at the foot of my bed, I saw my grandmother's clothes standing there. A shirt that she had given me, and then just a pair of pants that she would probably be wearing. I honestly don't remember the pants so much. But I remember laying there looking at it, and my thought was, who is wearing my grandmother's clothes, and why are you standing at the foot of my bed? And it just stayed there for a while, and I didn't see a body. I just saw the clothes, but as if somebody was in them. And then they just kind of faded away. Okay. So I had to go back, because the universe and the beings of the universe sometimes are a little mysterious, and sometimes they like to play games and have fun. So here was a riddle for me to solve. So I had to go back to thinking, what does that mean to me? Oftentimes messages are very symbolic. So what do those clothes symbolize to me? And then I was like, oh my gosh, Majona, don't be dense. You've just been saying that a spirit guide seems to you to be a grandmother, so here's my spirit guide in my grandmother's clothes. That's pretty obvious. So that just gave me kind of an opening. And then we developed a relationship, and, they have probably celestial names. And if you ask them their name, they'll give you one. Wasn't what I expected. That spirit guide's name was Faceta. All right. So, it was cool. Once we got to be, we were already friends, but once I opened up to that, the cool thing about a spirit guide is they can help you with everything, and they kind of know your taste, and they've been in body form, and they understand even spices and so forth. And I remember cooking and during this period of time and saying, hey, Faceta, this doesn't taste right. What do I need? I need some spice in there. What am I missing? So cool things, helpful ways, just kind of show up. And so I'm thinking about a time I went into a store and I was trying to decide, really, this was before I met Faceta, and I was having a relationship with the angels and wanting to expand everything. And I thought, I'm going to see what other people's experiences are. So I went into a bookstore. And before I went in there, and this is a great exercise for if you're interested in, if you want some books and you just don't know what to buy because there's so many. So before I went in, I just sat in my car and got silent, and I said, please help me find the books that are perfect for me. And sometimes I would get books on spirit guides, sometimes on angels, sometimes on both. And what I would do is just kind of hold my hand up, eyes closed, don't even look at the titles, and just slowly put my hand across the books as they're on the shelf. And when there's a temperature change, for me it was heat. When I felt a book hot, that's the one for me. And I would pull that book.
I've done that quite a bit.
It's cool.
Yeah. I love doing that.
Yeah. One of my favorite was with angels. I had been reading on spirit guides because I already was connected with the angels. And so I was trying to figure out, what are spirit guides? And so I went in and the angels were like, us. And every book I encountered was about angels. It's like, okay, I'll read about angels now.
I love it when they're playful.
They are very playful.
It's so fun.
Absolutely. So I hope that this gives you some insights into spirit guides and that you are prompted to, if you don't have a cognitive relationship with yours, maybe you could think about starting that. So until we would love to hear from you. We are just getting some very fun emails and those prompt podcasts sometimes, and I love the stories. Please email us at Majona, Majona, at lifeafterliferadio.com. And until next time, namaste.